Thousands of gay couples all over our nation are starting the week facing a possible legislative overrule.
At least one Supreme Court justice advocates for revisiting marriage equality rulings. KPIX 5's Reed Cowan now with a portrait of fear and uncertainty for a Bay Area family. Reed?
Yeah, you met them during our Pride special yesterday. Dan Floyd of Dan Good Cookies is married. He has built a life and a business with his husband. And now, with the fall of Roe v. Wade and with the words of Justice Clarence Thomas signaling a potential for the end of marriage equality, Dan is looking at what a morning Supreme Court announcement on that day about marriage equality would feel like in his home.
That morning, I just think I don't know that I'll know what to do or who to talk to or what to prepare.
Most mornings, Dan Floyd gets up to make the cookies that cause the community of Livermore to come out in force, supporting their business after bigotry hit.
You need to go read the rules and read the section about cooperating with market management.
Now, a new threat, his marriage. Dan woke up this weekend seeing other gay couples like he and his husband gathering marriage documents, legal documents, financial documents, and adoption papers in case a high court ruling does to marriage what they did to Roe versus Wade.
It is 100% not an overreaction. It's essentially at this point only a matter of time before they come up. I mean, if Roe versus Wade can go down, anything after it can come down. Anything you've heard about potential conflicts down the road and fights down the road is 100% true. It's all on the table at this point.
Dan was married in Mormon, Idaho, where, if it weren't for a Supreme Court win, his home state never would have validated his marriage. Now he faces the very real threat that Idaho and other conservative states could and likely will be the first to get on board efforts to take away what Dan was given by the marriage ruling years ago.
It's terrifying. It is such a level of uncertainty that I haven't felt in so long. We have built a life together, and so I honestly don't know what that looks like if it isn't recognized anymore. I mean, that just sounds like it would completely upend everything that we have built together.
And it would upend already tense family dynamics for Dan.
It's hard knowing that Obergefell could be overturned, knowing that my father would probably celebrate and be happy. I like to think that we've made so much progress in our relationship since the day we were married and he wasn't there. If we end up moving backwards on this front, it almost kind of legitimizes those hurtful feelings he had towards our relationship.
So what does Dan ask supporters of efforts to delegitimize his family? Dan says, listen to this.
I would just ask them to stop and think critically about what they want to do to other people. To stop and ask themselves if what they're doing is really going to bring happiness to themselves and to the people that it's going to affect. It's going to cause hurt and pain, and it's not going to make the world a better place. It's going to make the world a worse one.
And if the high court does what Dan fears, he says he'll fight.
If we fight or we lose, so it's time to fight.
So speaking of that fight, Governor Gavin Newsom is working on shoring up marriage protections for Californians, and some other states are following suit. But if the high court ends marriage equality and sends the issue back to the states to deal with, we're going to be back in a situation of that patchwork of rights covering the country once again, meaning that if Dan wants to go home to Idaho to see his family, his marriage will end at the state line.
Won't be recognized in that state.
And the concern's so real. I mean, we've seen the Second Amendment change, we've seen abortion change, and today we saw prayer in school change. So who knows what's next?
Conservative Supreme Court, and this is what is happening.
These issues are coming to light again.
All right, thanks, Reed.